What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Rachel Graham, and I'm a digital creator, a registered nurse, and a mom. And today I'm going to be talking about something super fun, which is weight loss that sticks. I'm going to be giving you guys 7 simple tips for better metabolic health, all right? So let's jump right in. So have you ever wondered why some people like burn through food like it's nothing? Like you see this girl and she's like a stick, and she's just like eating all this junk food, and you're like, where does it go? I really don't understand. And I eat like legitimately 2 cookies and I feel like it's there for like 7 days, and I just don't understand why. So that's metabolism. It's this miraculous thing. It's like an engine, okay? So today I'm gonna break it down. So basically, metabolism is everything that your body does to turn the food we eat into energy. So we then use that energy to keep us alive. Breathing. That's metabolism. Pumping blood through our bodies, that's metabolism. Blinking our eyeballs, yes, that is metabolism as well. So basically think of it like your body's engine. So it's always gonna be running, even when you're doing literally nothing. Whether you're sitting on the couch or whether you're lifting weights, your metabolism, your engine is always running. So when we think about it as an engine, and metabolism is like our engine speed, it actually depends on a few factors. So the first one is going to be your age. So metabolism is going to slow down naturally as you get older. That's just a part of life, and I'm sure you've all heard that. Like that's an excuse a lot of us use. Like, well, the metabolism slows down once you hit 40 or 30 or whatever. Muscle mass. So the more muscle that you have, this is really exciting, you guys, the faster your metabolism. Because your muscles, they just love it. They love it, they love it, they love it. And the more you build your muscle, the faster your metabolism goes. And that's why, I don't know if you've ever heard, if you lift weights, your body is literally burning calories long after that weight training session. So that's why lifting weights is so integral, not just running on the treadmill. Next up is genetics. So yeah, some people are just literally born with better, faster metabolism. It's just a part of life, so we need to accept it. And then lifestyle, things like sleep. What is the quality of sleep that you're getting? What are your stress levels and how do you manage that stress? How much movement do you do in a day? And we talked about that with weight training. And then what you eat all tweaks your metabolism and affects it on a day-to-day, like minute-to-minute basis, actually. So how do you boost it naturally? That's what we want to get to. I'm all about solutions. I'm all about results. I don't want to just talk about like, here's all the bad things that you're doing without giving you some actionable steps. So you are not stuck with this one speed engine for your whole life. Trust me. And once you hit 40, things don't necessarily have to slow down. You don't have to let it. So here's how you can help your metabolism thrive, you guys. So number 1, in mostly all of my videos about preventative wellness, it's about nutrition, you guys. It's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen. So focus on whole foods. What does that mean? It means foods that don't come out of a bag and don't come out of a can. It means whole foods. Get rid of the aisle shopping unless it's like the gluten-free section and you need some things in there, the spices. But for the most part, the food that you want to focus on is going to be in the perimeter of the grocery store. So that's fresh produce, fresh meats, fish, things like that. You want to increase your fiber, increase your healthy fats, coconut oil. What are some other healthy fats? Some olives, just watch the sodium. And then fiber, it's really easy to get extra fiber. Add some flax seeds into stuff. Google it. I mean, it's really easy to get extra fiber and you just have to be creative. Next up, limit processed foods. So these are foods that are loaded with salt and sugar, and they make them taste better and they taste really good, and they convince our brains that we need them, and because they're addictive, we eat them more and more and more and more. But as I said, if you try to focus on the perimeter of the grocery store, you will not see any processed foods in those areas unless the grocery store is strategically placing chips in the produce aisle or the produce section, but I haven't really seen that. So just try to avoid or limit processed foods and be cognizant of how many processed foods you are consuming. So cook more at home. That's an easy way to kind of eat more whole foods. Next up is portion control. So this is number 2. Portion control is really, really important. I've been in a situation where, I was keto, so I just ate as much as I wanted, as long as I stuck to the keto rules. And that can be problematic because keto is high fat, low carb. So I was having a lot of fats, like way too many fats. And so it can go, you can eat too much of a good thing. You really can, even if it's healthy food. You can have some GI discomforts if you eat too much of a healthy food, even like fruits and vegetables, for instance. So portion control is important. How do you manage it? You know, do you have to always count calories? No, you don't. You can actually use smaller plates because it gives the illusion that you're actually eating more. If you have a giant dinner plate and you put on like 4 ounces of meat and like a little bit of vegetables and some, you know, brown rice, for instance, it may look kind of sad on your plate. But if you use just a smaller plate, your plate is going to be overflowing with that portion of food. So that's a really good psychological trick. Use a scale. You can buy them really cheap off Amazon. Just use a scale or measuring cups. Next up, number 3. So this is regular physical activity. You want to aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. You want to include both cardio and strength. If you do cardio like 1 to 2 days a week, that is perfect, as long as you're doing strength training every other day. Consistent meal timing. So this one is kind of like, this is a piece of advice that you see in the fitness world, but I mean, I don't need it specific times. I truly don't. I go to the gym from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, and then I have a protein shake, and that is very predictable, and that's just because I've prepared it in advance of going to the gym, and then I'm at work. So, you know, but do I eat different things for breakfast? Yeah, I do. The time varies from when I start my shake to when I finish it. So I wouldn't be too hung up on consistent timing, but I would make sure you're consistently getting enough food in. That's important. So where are we here? But the point is that we need to be eating consistently so we don't have blood sugars rising and crashing. So that is the whole point of making sure you're eating at intervals or consistently. And that also affects your metabolism. So, and this isn't about intermittent fasting. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about people that frequently skip meals, but it's not a planned fast. So all of these things affect our metabolism. So number 5, stress management. This is so important because chronic stress can disrupt everything. It can disrupt our hormones. It can lead to weight gain. Just stress alone can lead to weight gain. Like, you could be eating super healthy and working out and doing all of the things, but if you're super stressed out and you're not managing that well, that can lead to weight gain in and of itself. So what can you try to do to reduce stress? Like, this is obviously really hard. In 2025, things are crazy. Like, the pace of life we can barely keep up. If you have a family and a full-time job, it can be very, very challenging. So I recommend doing some yoga, some mindful breathing, prayer, if that's something that you subscribe to, anything that allows you to just sort of empty your mind and just relax. And when I say yoga, it doesn't mean going to like a crazy hot yoga class. It can literally just mean doing savasana, laying on your back, and just observing your breath going in and out. So it doesn't have to be, you know, some radical shift. It can just be these small stress reduction techniques. Even things like taking a warm bath or even just a hot shower and letting the water hit you on the back. And then you could even do your prayer or your mindfulness in those moments. It could mean when you're driving in the car, just listening to some peaceful music and talking about what you're grateful for out loud. So those are just some different things you can do. And then I don't know if I have to mention it, but exercise directly reduces our stress levels. So it's a double whammy with exercise. Number 6 is quality sleep. Now, this is really hard, of course, when you're a parent, but aim for 7 to 9 hours. I know it sounds crazy, but just don't sleep on sleep. Don't sleep on it. Don't underestimate the power of a good sleep. And if you have an old ass mattress that's 20 years old, it's time for a new one, because sleep, you spend so many hours of your life literally laying out on this thing. Like, don't have like a crazy springs coming up and it's sagging in the middle and you have to flip it. And it's like, I mean, there's amazing mattresses on the market. It is worth every single cent. Trust me. I used to sleep on like weird foam mattresses and like hand-me-down. Like, it was bad. My husband and I invested in a high quality hybrid mattress and we highly recommend it. It's the best investment ever. All right, so if you have poor sleep, that affects your hunger hormones and then your metabolism. That's what we're talking about. All right, number 7. So you want to track your progress. And this is really important when you're attempting to make a lifestyle shift. So for instance, I need to focus on increasing my protein. It's something I've talked about in videos. It's something that I knew that I needed to really look at and dial in. I think we can get into these routines with our eating patterns. And I kind of had a sneaking feeling I wasn't getting enough protein. So I knew I needed to be eating my weight in grams of protein, okay? So if you're 200 pounds, for instance, you need to eat 200 grams of protein. So it doesn't really maybe seem like a lot in your brain, but then when you start measuring stuff out, it's like, wow, that's a lot. And don't make this beginner mistake that I made. So I put some 4 ounces of ground turkey on the scale, okay? And I'm like, it's 4 ounces of protein, right? It's pure meat, ground turkey. No, it's not. What I'd recommend you do is go to ChatGPT or even Google, but ChatGPT gives you a little more personalized advice. And I would say into it, with your weight, how much protein do I need to be consuming? Well, I already told you. So if you're 150 pounds, eat 150 grams of protein. That's the thing. Go into ChatGPT and say, I am a female who is 5'7", and I need to eat 150 grams of protein per day. What is my macro breakdown? And it will give you how many carbs you should be eating and how many fats you should be eating. Or you can do it any other way, but that's what I did because it's kind of fun. So then you get your macro breakdown. And then what you can do is when you decide what you're gonna eat for the week, so I'm gonna have ground turkey and chicken. Those are my 2 main proteins, and then Greek yogurt, and then protein powder. So have some variety with your proteins. And then you can kind of break it down. Well, this is how much protein is in 4 ounces of ground turkey. This is how many grams of protein are in 4 ounces of chicken. Greek yogurt, protein, or the protein powder. And then you can break it down and you can see, okay, I'm short 50 grams. I need to come up with 50 more grams of protein to consume in the day. So maybe that's a couple of hard-boiled eggs and some beef jerky. So why am I going into all this detail? Track your progress, because if I hadn't looked to see, you guys, I was eating like half of the amount of protein I need to be. And I am trying to build muscle and shape my physique. And I would like to increase my metabolism. So this is advice that I am also taking. You know, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all just a work in progress, but it's a good reminder if you haven't dialed in to see how much protein am I actually eating and your goal is to build muscle, you really need to look at that. Okay, I digress. I use MyFitnessPal also to track. And like I said, ChatGPT if you have any kind of questions. It's really fun. All right, that's it. We got to number 7. So essentially, here's some common pitfalls and how to avoid them. So I know I said I did keto. There's carnivore. There's a lot of like really kind of drastic diets. The internet would refer to those as fad diets. I mean, honestly, I think you can try it and see how it works. Like, I'm all about like, yeah, I could take someone's advice or the internet's advice, but also just do an experiment and try it myself. But definitely don't get sucked into the idea that you're going to be able to take a pill or some sort of other elixir that's going to make you lose weight, like some sort of tea or, like a pill to speed up your metabolism. It's not a lasting solution. So definitely do not skip meals. Calorie restriction slows down the metabolism. And I know it's very tempting. I grew up in the 90s, 2000s, and that's in my formative years of struggling with body image. And we were all skipping meals. We were eating way under calorie, yet it's like, why can't I lose weight? Or like, well, your body isn't getting enough fuel. You're an engine. You need to feed the engine fuel. So in the form of calories, aka foods, whole foods. And then of course, consistency beats perfection, you guys. This is not a perfect, we don't have to strive to be perfect human beings because none of us are. So that's great, we don't have to worry about that. Just take that off your back. Take that load off your back. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect. It's okay. All we have to do is remember to try to be better than we were yesterday and be the best version of ourselves. And that's it. That's all you can do. So metabolism isn't some weird, magical, elusive thing. It's just your body's engine. So treat it right, it'll treat you right back. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one, you guys. All right.